Here now, defense attorney Remi Spencer. Remi, good evening. Great to see you tonight.
Good evening. Good to see you, too.
When I listened to Jonathan's report, there are so many moving parts here. What happened on the set, who's responsible to a certain extent. Nobody has been charged. It's open and active with respect to the investigation. Alec Baldwin clearly remorseful here, but who do you think will be held liable? Because I know if I was the parent of that 42-year-old woman, I want someone to take responsibility.
Absolutely. This is a tragedy. And like in any tragic situation, you want to make sure that if someone is responsible for causing this, that they're held responsible. Whether that's going to be in a criminal court, through the justice system, or through the civil process where it's about really damages and money, that's yet to be determined. The one thing that seems pretty clear at this point is that no one is saying Alec Baldwin intentionally did anything. So that's clear. What isn't clear is whether this accident is just an accident or whether someone somewhere was being reckless. And that doesn't mean that it was Alec Baldwin being reckless. It could be, but it could be someone who's responsible for handling that firearm, because the prop gun is still a gun.
Sure.
And it still discharges gases, and in this case, unfortunately, a projectile.
Yeah, and I listened to what Jonathan was saying about the gun in question having a history of misfires, for example. So perhaps, that was a sign that you shouldn't be using that prop. We know in the past, he mentioned Brandon Lee was killed by a prop gun, and some regulation has been put into place. So you wonder sort of how they're going to gather evidence here and, try to resolve this in some sort of way. Obviously, tragedy couldn't be prevented, but you want to try to prevent it in the future.
Absolutely. And that's really a great question. How are they going to gather the evidence necessary to figure out what went wrong? Obviously, the gun itself is going to have some really meaningful evidence. The projectile, both the director and this tragic victim, they both will have some projectile evidence that will provide useful information, as well as all the people that were there. There are a number of witnesses to what happened who will be able to inform whether or not this is people behaving badly, irresponsibly, recklessly, or if this was everyone doing what they thought they were supposed to do and an accident.
So you're touching on something I think is really important. I always think about negligence in these cases. What could you have done to be more protective of a situation like this getting kind of out of control? And so when we look at this and think they had staff members walking off because there were other conditions, working conditions that weren't great. This was a lower budget film. I'm wondering, if money, precautions, that had something to do with it.
Absolutely. When budgets are tight, people cut corners to save a few pennies. And if that's what happened here, then there will be civil liability, because there are strict regulations in the industry dealing with these kinds of prop guns, because despite their names, they're still very dangerous firearms. There was a report earlier today from the union that reported that there was an actual round in the firearm. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's accurate. It was only from one source, but if that's the case, then someone is absolutely negligent, without a doubt, for allowing any type of live round to be in that gun.
Remi Spencer, thanks so much. Nice to see you this evening.
Thank you.